Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Right in your face, right there. My name is, as I stutter trying to get out my name is Andrew N. Price, and today we are in Feed the Beast. Why, yes. And in fact, this isn't even going to be about servers or anything. It's actually just going to be kind of a standard Let's Play. And now that I put it that way, it seems much less exciting. But regardless, we shall continue. We shall persevere. So, okay. Today is going to be a little bit of a, I guess, a talky episode. Is that what you, the kids out there refer to it as? Because I kind of wanted to go over a few things. Well, I guess about myself and about, you know, kind of what I, do. So essentially, I don't normally do Let's Play stuff. And this is for a very specific reason. And the specific reason is I don't feel like me bumbling about on camera trying to figure things out is generally all that unique or interesting. I mean, there are plenty of people that do that on a very regular basis, and you know, they're probably much better at it than I am. That said, I'm always up for trying new things, and recently I had someone, or there was a clamor for me to do another RGTG episode. Now, the reason I haven't done that, or haven't done one recently, I don't know if this will qualify or not. In fact, I may let you decide on that. But it's because when I initially started that series, it was a single-player world, which I don't play in anymore, partially because the version of Feed the Beast that was built on is, I don't think is no longer supported, I don't believe. So therefore I'd have to, patch, you know, all the different mod files, and there would be probably some issues with the world. Just because it was, you know, some of the mods are no longer up to date, and when I updated them, it might cause some problems. And essentially, I don't know. I know some of you have also asked about me releasing the world file, and I thought about doing that, but again, for the same reason. Like, if you try to load it up and you're running a more current version of Feed the Beast, it might cause issues. So that's why I didn't do that. But anyways, there was something of a clamor, as I was saying, for me to do another RGTG episode. Now, if you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've been kind of getting more involved with the server stuff, just partially out of necessity, because I'm sort of where did that block go? There we are. Sort of the server admin, on the Bartown server. And of course I run out of blocks. And so therefore I've had to dedicate a lot of my time to getting the server up and running, and as with anything that I do, I tend to go overkill on it. And so accordingly, I've spent way too much time trying to get it exact. And then too, I've had people writing me and asking me questions about how to do the setup and this and that. And I've tried to be responsive as much as I can. I don't do Minecraft full time or anything, so it's not like, basically I just try to dedicate whatever spare time I have to answering questions. So if you do ask me a question, I'm a little bit slow to respond. A lot of times it's because I don't notice it right away, or I notice it and then I get tired, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'll answer that tomorrow when I wake up, and then I forget about it, to be honest. I'm a little bit absent-minded, especially when I'm tired. And so if you've asked me a question and I haven't gotten back to you, I sincerely apologize. It's not my intention to, ignore you or anything. I just, life gets kind of in the way. I know that's not a great excuse, but it's the one I'm going with. So anyways, where was I? Again, that whole absent-minded thing kicking in. Oh, I didn't mean to make a button, but oh well. I guess we will have a button if we ever need one. So I've been, doing a lot of different things, and so essentially I haven't had a lot of time to record just like a single-player stuff. And as I said before, I'm not really, I don't really feel like Let's Play style stuff is really my forte, simply because I feel like other people do it better. And, that's just kind of my feeling on it. I'm one of those people that I always like to do anything basically anything I put time into, I want to do it as well as I can. And if I don't, and that's the other thing with doing a Let's Play stuff, I'm showing you a lot of stuff that's kind of like incomplete, and that bugs me. It bugs me no end. It's like, well, but if I just spent a little bit more time on it, then it would be done, and then I could show it to you. And the reality is like, my idea of like a little more time is probably like me toiling away at it for like another couple of days. Like spending like some hardcore hours trying to figure something out. So that's why I don't do Let's Play stuff. And that's why I'm kind of, one of the many reasons I'm kind of sporadic with my videos. It's just, I like even with the RGTG stuff I've done in the past, where some of it's been, I guess, kind of Let's Play, like the testing nuclear reactor design and stuff. That was maybe a little bit closer to it, but I guess the where I see that being different, it wasn't actually me building anything. It's all me just doing testing stuff and just kind of bringing you along to share in the experience. And the reason, I guess another reason why I've been less inclined to go with the RGTG thing is simply because the world did change, so therefore, like, my goals kind of changed, because some of the things that I was planning on using, the different mods, like, some of the capabilities of those mods changed as they got updated and patched, and that's understandable. So it's kind of like, I feel like I'm just leaving that, a lot of that testing and stuff behind, just because a lot of the things that I initially started off with are no longer valid or true. So I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think. But anyways, so as you can probably tell, this is the Bartown Feed the Beast server, and this is my humble abode. Now, I did not, for once, decide to build in like a volcano or something. I'm actually building in an open field where the authorities will be least likely to suspect trouble coming from. What can I say? I still have to do an evil laugh every so often. But yeah, so I'm this is my humble abode, and I alluded to this in my Minecraft server episode or video that I kind of wanted to like go into a little bit of detail about what I'm working on here. And so what I thought I would try to do, because like I said, I do like to try new things. I do like to experiment with different styles, as you've probably seen with my videos, which I spend, by the way, that's one other thing. I spend way too much time like editing my videos together. I hope it kind of comes through in the end, but man, I spend way too much time on some of those things just because I will have an idea of how I want it to come out, and I don't always get there quite the way I want it to, but it basically becomes one of those things where it's like you've spent a week working on this, post it already. Post it, please, man, for God's sake, post the video. But yeah. Okay, that's correct. Basically, I just, I don't like to post things unless I feel like, they're kind of up to a certain standard. So, that's why a lot of my stuff ends up being kind of like over-edited, as we get the nice shot of the, sunset over the water. And I shall now race to bed so that I will not be attacked by mobs, because this facility, while reasonably well lit, is not that secure. As a number of creepers have reminded me. Although I will say I have improved it over that last video, where the creeper actually blew up some of my my work area. So, anyways, let's see. Am I going to be able to reach this? I hope so. I can get that at least, I think. Come on. There we go. Eventually all this will be kind of, I'll kind of build a facility around this area. This is basically the substructure, and I'll explain more about what I'm doing here in a second. That should probably help. Arg. Anyways, before I start grimacing too much over you having to watch me place blocks, so basically I thought I would try to do more of a let's play today, or this probably will not be shot in one day actually, because I'm kind of tired now and I was like, you know, I'll go ahead and record an introduction. I'm kind of feeling mellow. Won't be too worried about getting it right, I guess. Not that there really is a right way for this type of thing, but, you know, I tend to hyper-focus on things, and I will end up, basically driving myself crazy when I go back into editing. And then it's like, oh no, I did this wrong, I did that wrong on camera, no! But yeah, so I thought I'd try to do more of a let's play. And, you know, at least introduce you to my little existence here on the server. And kind of, I guess, let you know a little bit about what I plan on doing. Now, whether or not I do more of this type of stuff, I guess kind of depends on you. Not to say, hey, I need you to like my video. No, not that. I guess I just, you know, you want to feel like you're doing something worthwhile with your time. And if people aren't enjoying what you're doing, then why do it? Now, I mean, obviously I kind of do things more for my own, not benefit, but, you know, basically I do things just because I'm interested in them. But, you know, part of the objective here is to, in some way, entertain, maybe inspire in a very, a very loose interpretation of that particular word. And so if you're not getting anything out of it, I'm not really, I don't feel like I'm doing a good job, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Again, this is not like a plea, oh, please, will you like my video? I'm not one of those people. I just, you know, if you want to like it, great. I'm not saying don't like it, if you feel so inclined, but I'm also not, like, begging for it, because I can't stand people that do that. It just seems a bit lecherous to me, personally. But anyways, so... And let me get these last few blocks here, and then I can talk a little bit more freely about this. There we go. There we go. And now I think we have them all done. Yay. Okay, so basically, this is actually spawn. This is where you would spawn if you were to come on to the Bartown server. And you may have seen... well, in my last video, you probably saw a shot of this. And, in fact, this pillar right here is where you would spawn. And so the objective of this initially was to, hey, once we get a lot of people on the server, and I will say that Pounce kind of made this redundant with his huge, and I have to say, rather picturesque farm over here. I really like it, although it is a death trap at night, especially since I've lit up around this area, because this is not lit up at all, so all the mobs are in there. But basically, the objective here was to make something that was going to be a nice, secure, safe area for people to start off in. You know, they would have access to food, so they wouldn't have to worry about, you know, if something happened to the village over there. You know, if there were any issues there, they would, you know, they could always get food here. And I figured there would be some cows if they needed, like, armor and stuff like that. Basically, it was one of those things where it's like, all right, this area will probably get mined out pretty quick. Like, I didn't know if all the trees would stick around. So it's like having a tree farm and stuff like that would be probably pretty useful for new people coming to the server. And then as I started getting building on it, as it tends to be with me, suddenly my ideas shifted and became more grandiose. And so after doing this for a while, I decided, well, why don't I just make this my base? Because it's like I basically have a chunk loader right there at that pillar, because everything at the, you know, within that chunk will stay active all the time. And I'm like, well, that would be pretty cool. And so I started building, and as I think you saw before, this is kind of what I have completed so far. Now, I don't think I had completed this front fascia yet, but I really like where you can see through and you see like all the different colors. I think that looks pretty cool. And the idea was to kind of go with, in Europe, they'll have these like really open like train stations where they'll be all glass and all of that. And the idea was to kind of model it after that. Now, I'm still choosing some of the materials, so some of this may not be final. Although as you can probably, if you've seen my buildings in the past, you know I really like this stone brick. And then I like how it kind of contrasts with the spruce wood right here. By the way, this is all done with micro blocks. And then I was like, but then the side kind of looks kind of dull. So then I started trying to add in some of these kind of like accent to, again, give it almost a Victorian feel. That was kind of my goal. Obviously, I need to finish walling it off. But I was like, well, you know, I could use this, you know, we're not going to have people spawning all the time. So I could use the tree farm, and I could use the wheat and everything for producing power. And so eventually this became a power facility as well, just because that's what I like to do. And given my... Wait a minute. Is this... Okay, yeah, this is right. Okay, cool. I was like, wait a minute. These here are not supposed to be hollowed out. I miscounted while I was doing it, so they are actually supposed to be filled in. That's why it looks a little bit askew. So basically, I was like, well, I don't really want to do the same power system that I've done before. I mean, obviously, I really, really like the using like biomass for my primary power source. It's great. Especially because you have like the steam generators, or the steam boilers, not stem, boiler. You have like the high pressure boilers and the low pressure boilers, and the liquid fueled and solid fueled fireboxes. And those you can convert out to a lot of different things. You have just lots of different options for powering things using biomass. And so I was like, ooh, well, I could generate biomass using this facility. And so what I started to do is to hollow this out. Now, before there used to be like a hill right here, and I've removed it. So there's been a lot of terraforming. You may be looking at this and thinking, well, that doesn't look that hard. It actually took me a while to get this, partially because I don't know, I guess things like turtles seem really, I don't want to say cheaty, but I mean cheaty. they seem really kind of cheaty to me, because it's like, well, you just equip them with a pick, and then you give them power, and they go forever, you know, until they run out of power. And the pick never runs out of durability. And so I don't like the turtles because of that. I mean, I like them, but I don't like them for clearing land. So I cleared all this by hand. And so that's why, like, I accidentally carved these areas out up top when I did not mean to. Or did not need to, rather. And the eventual goal of this whole project is to actually, now that I've said turtles are cheaty, is to use turtles to run the whole thing. And part of the reason for that is just because they look cool, because it's kind of cool to, you know, just see them whizzing around, picking up items, breaking blocks, etc., etc. But the other thing is, they, I don't think they create as much lag if you use them in moderation as some of the things like the farms. And as you know, I said before, I've been working on the server a lot, and so I guess my goal was to create a very low lag, very as simple as you can, well, not simple, but, you know, basically lag-free setup as you can get for generating power. And so I had a couple ideas for how to do this, and I'm still going to, basically today, I'm hoping to get started on that project. And so I guess let me start, not that I haven't been rambling for already like 10 or 15 minutes now. Probably longer than that now that I think about it, but I digress. Let me start by saying that we probably won't finish this today. This is more just like, hey, let's get started and see how Andrew screws up kind of thing. So you'll have to bear with me. Again, I'm not used to the Let's Play format, so I feel like, oh, I should do everything on camera, and I should do it, like, all in one episode, and then people complain because my videos are, like, an hour and a half long. And that's why. That, and also if I'm, like, explaining something, I want to make sure that you, like, by the time you're done watching my video, you know everything about it. And, being concise is not in my nature, as you can probably tell. Because I wanted to, like, basically cover every caveat, every little potential, like, hiccup along the way, and whatnot. But anyways, so I'm going to be using turtles for this, I think. And so essentially what's going to happen here, and you guys can't see it now that I've covered this up. Genius! So let's open this up a nice little view up here. So, you know, there's like there are the farms that are built into forestry for doing trees. Now, the problem with the farms is that they constantly check for block updates. So it's like, oh, has a tree grown? No. Okay, 1 second later, has a tree grown? No. And they basically kind of spam the server with that, is how they work. And to me, that's not great, because they do cause a lot of lag, and just how they harvest blocks and everything is a little bit weird, but I won't go into that. So what I thought I would do is I would plant trees on top of these Zycraft blocks. And this would help the trees grow a little bit faster. The final design will have 2 of these in the center. And what will happen is there will be, we have stone bricks above that will keep the trees from growing basically to the point that they're those huge trees with a bunch of branches, basically like those over there. And the turtle will come in, and because the trees grow in a straight line, they will be able to come in and, you know, basically get above the tree and then harvest straight down. Now, obviously, that will only get the wood, which is fine. That's all we want the turtle to get. Because actually, the turtle is going to be powered by the wood. The wood will be turned into charcoal, and the charcoal will then power the turtle. So that's how that's going to work. And instead of using some complicated system for picking up the blocks or anything like that, or the saplings, what I decided to do is I'm just going to use something like this. So all the trees have this nice little formation, and okay, there we go. It all sweeps down to obsidian pipe, which picks up the blocks and or the saplings in this case, and moves them to the side, or the apples, whatever. And that will be turned into processing. Now, one of the things that I really have wanted to play with, and to be honest, I haven't had a... I'm completely new to it, so if I get into it in this episode, it'll be an interesting adventure, but are these. And these are the blocks for applied energistics. There we go. Thankfully, it gives me that warning message. And how applied energistics works is it's a little bit different from all the other storage mods, in the sense that what it does is it uses these things, which are essentially like disks, and it stores the data for anything in the system. Do I put it there? Where do I put these? Do I put it... Okay, I don't apparently know how this works. No, that's... I know that doesn't work. Oh, goodness. But essentially, maybe it has to be powered. Maybe that's it. But essentially what happens is it stores item data on these disks. And what you basically set up is a network that allows you to recall the data that is stored on those disks and access it anywhere in the form of blocks. That's essentially seems to be how the system works. You can do some crafting and automation with it. But the nice thing about this system is that it doesn't actually move blocks around, because that's one of those things that causes lag, is where you have like several hundred entities passing through pipes. And so, again, in our pursuit of creating a low-lag power system, we're going to set up something that will do that for us, and will not actually require us to move all the blocks around. And again, we're going to be using this type of a system for picking up the blocks. It may not be the most efficient. In fact, I kind of question whether it's any better than pipes, because it actually has to, you know, for client lag, it actually has to render the water and do all of that. But I just think it'll look kind of cool from above. Because what I think I'm going to do is, one thing I really like about this design is that you have like this really long hallway here, and then it broadens out into this rounded shape. And then you can I can curve the control wall around this, and I think it'll come out looking pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, so I'm going to try to use turtles and applied energistics together for my power system. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Now, there may be some complications along the way that I don't anticipate or know about, but again, that's kind of the, I guess, the joy and the pitfalls of Let's Plays, is that you don't know how it's going to come out. So therefore, it's just about the enjoying the journey, as it were. And we're going to use another set of turtles, and I've already got one sort of set up, or at least positioned over here. But we're going to use another set of turtles like this for harvesting the wheat. And as you can see, I'm using the Zycraft blocks. Now, it is really hard to make this many Zycraft blocks, because each one of these rows is 67 blocks long. And what is it? Is it 6, I think, across? Or is it... No, it's 7 across. So, roughly 420... No, actually, like, closer to 490 minus 21. So 459? Is that right? No, 469. Yeah, 469 blocks worth. double check my math, but yeah, I think that's right. 469 blocks worth of, wheat. And yeah, that's a lot of these Zycraft blocks to make. As you can see underneath, I've already got, 2 rows going, and this will be something that I'll slowly phase in. I don't anticipate having, being able to have them all switched out by the time that I want to turn this thing on. But, it's one of those things that we can add over time as I find more of the green zirconium crystals. I'm actually going to have to go mining sometime because doing this the old-fashioned way of clearing everything out, actually using like picks and shovels, yeah, it ate through a lot of my iron supply because I didn't want to use my, I only have like 3 diamonds, and I already have a diamond pickaxe that's got Fortune 2, and I really do not want to lose it. So I was being, as you can see, there's very little wear on it. Now, one of the benefits of doing it this way is I got a lot of, was able to use this pickaxe on a lot of the coal I found, and as well as a lot of the amber, because I want to use that for something in the ceiling as well, I think. So yeah, that's what we're going to be starting on today. I hope that makes sense. I don't feel like I explained that very well. And this is going to probably be the area that we're going to be working out for a bit. I really like this view, though, where you have the nice coastline and it curves. And the whole idea is to make it kind of, it's like when you go into New York City, used to you'd go in through, before airplanes, you'd go in through Grand Central Station, and it's this huge kind of monument of a building, and it's supposed to look triumphant and, kind of to speak of the greatness of the city. And so, since this would be the first thing that people would see when they would come onto Bartown, I kind of want that same type of thing. And so, again, I'm going to be going with, like, oh goodness, this is going to be a lot of glass, but I'm going to be going with like a curved roof and trying to add in a lot of different accents and stuff like that. And I'm actually really excited to see how it comes out. Now, as you saw earlier, right now I am much, as I killed defrag. Ah, go away. I am a much humbler abode right here, and basically I'm just running this, trying to get, ooh, I forgot, I need to turn these on, trying to get a good supply of biomass started. I'm actually probably going to go with like 2 or 3 tanks that are larger than this one in this facility, just because of the amount of wheat, but yeah, it should be a interesting building project, and I kind of like that it's forcing me to do some things that I haven't done before. So basically, that is what we're going to be doing today, and because many of you have requested that I do this in the past, I'm going to be splitting today's video into 2 parts. And in fact, maybe I'll go ahead and post this one while I work on the second part. Maybe that would be a good way of doing this. I don't know. Like I said, Let's Plays are not my thing. But what we're going to do is, for this, so that kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to be working on. And then let's, for part 2, I guess, we will actually get started on messing with the turtles and getting everything hooked up and, like, figuring out how all of this stuff works, and me basically making a fool of myself on camera. So fun shall be had by all. So hopefully you stick around for that, and I hope to see you guys in a little bit.